Hey everyone, I wanted to go over the new and exciting news that we got for Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch. This is Nintendo's next big flagship release on the Nintendo Switch that I do believe is ready to drop on October 8th. And thanks to the official Japanese Nintendo page for the game, we now have a full amiibo functionality list revealed to us according directly from the Nintendo website, so this is about as confirmed as it actually gets. We now know that 8 official amiibos will be supported for this game. The amiibos actually are the Samus Smash Bros. Amiibo. This is the very first one that released very early on. This is, I believe, probably like in 2015. The Zero Suit Samus Smash Bros. Amiibos, which has also been available for quite a while. One of the more recent ones, the Ridley Amiibos for the Smash Bros. Series. And also the Dark Samus Smash Bros. Amiibos. I do believe that the Ridley and the Dark Samus Amiibos are also going to be reprinted, I believe either in Best Buy or GameStop or one for each. So if you don't necessarily have them and you want them, you should be able to go ahead and pick those as well, because you're not going to be paying scalper prices anytime soon for those. The other 2 set of amiibos that we're also going to be able to scan into the game are the Metroid series amiibos for Samus Alan. This is the one that's part of the dual pack, and also the Metroid one as well. This is the squishy one. I do believe that if you have that dual pack set of amiibos, those are extremely valuable. I wouldn't even actually try to open them because they're just really good collector's items at this point. I don't think Nintendo's going to reprint them anytime soon, and but they're going to be definitely scannable within the game itself. And also we're looking at, of course, the 2 brand new Metroid Dread series amiibos, the Samus one itself with the brand new outfit, and of course the Emmy. This is the brand new robot that's most likely going to be chasing you throughout pretty big chunks of the game. So according to the official Nintendo page in Japan, those are the only 8 scannable amiibos you're going to be able to use. The original Samus, the Zero Suit Samus, the Ridley, the Dark Samus, Samus Alan, the Metroid, the brand new Samus for Metroid Dread, and of course the Emmy itself. Now, as to what type of rewards each one of these amiibos is going to give you, it essentially falls into the category of like what the amiibo actually is. And there's 4 different distinct categories. Starting out with, whenever you touch any Samus amiibo, including Zero Suit Samus, you'll get a random amount of life energy each and every single day. So these are just scannable just once per day, and essentially you can presumably scan up to 8 different amiibos. But anytime you scan a Samus amiibo, including Zero Suit Samus, all you're gonna get is a little bit of amount of life. Whenever you touch a Metroid amiibo, a Ridley amiibo, or a Dark Samus amiibo, you'll get a random amount of missiles for each one of the days. So essentially, again, these are the 3 amiibos that you're going to be able to scan each and every single day, and you're going to be able to get missiles for just about any single of the weapons you have already unlocked in the game. Now, the next 2 set of unlocks are most likely going to be the controversial ones, because each and every time whenever Nintendo locks any sort of boosters or benefits into specific amiibos, people seem to flip out and they get very angry. Remember the Skyward Sword amiibo with the Skyloft pretty much had a lot of drama tied up behind it, even though that amiibo was pretty much selling out everywhere whenever it came up. So it was one of those things that like a lot of people were upset, but at the same time everyone went ahead and purchased the amiibo anyways. So what we're looking at here is that when you touch the Metroid Dread Samus amiibo, and remember this is the brand new one with the brand new outfit, you're going to get a permanent life upgrade, aka 1 life tank. Afterwards, the functionality is the same as any other Samus amiibo. So essentially what that means is the very first time you scan it, you're going to get a brand new life upgrade, essentially a life tank, which is presumably just 1 hit. And then after that, it just works like you get a little bit of life each and every time you scan it in any other subsequent day, once per day. So you can see why clearly this one is most likely going to be a little bit of a drama if a lot of people are going to be upset that you get extra life. It doesn't necessarily end there with just that. Whenever you touch the Emmy amiibo, remember this is the brand new robot for Metroid Dread, whenever you touch that brand new amiibo, you'll get a permanent missile tank, aka once per day. Afterwards, the functionality is the same as Metroid enemy amiibos listed above. So essentially, you'll just get random missiles each and every single day after the very first time you use it. The very first time you use it, you're going to get a missile plus tank upgrade the very first time. So what does that actually mean? That probably means you're just going to have more artillery available to you within the game to be able to just dish out as much damage as possible. So what we have here is that the brand new 2 amiibos, the Metroid Dread Samus and the amiibos, or one is going to give you extra life, essentially 1 more hit, and one of them is going to give you more artillery, more damage to be able to dish out into enemies. So it's one of those things where, like, eventually after you scan them several times, they just pretty much become like any other amiibo. It's not going to be much of a problem, not much of a drama. But the very first time you scan them, you do get those permanent buffs. So the question then becomes, can you get those permanent buffs through simply just playing the game? And the answer is most likely yes. But as of right now, we don't necessarily know for sure. So I'm sure that whenever this information starts to get spread around and other articles and other websites start picking it up, they're going to drum up the drama in the same way that they drummed up the drama for the Skyward amiibo. So it's going to be one of those things where, like, you know, just keep that in mind going forward, that we don't necessarily know the full story. But, you know, for clicks, people are definitely going to try to make this into a big deal, which I'm sure it is to some, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be that big of a deal. Remember that back in the day, I believe it was in the 3DS release for Metroid Returns or Samus Returns, it was one of those things where, like, one of the amiibos unlocked, it might have actually been the Metroid amiibo, unlocked like a hard difficulty mode or something along those lines, and Nintendo took a lot of heat for that, and that was extremely warranted. That was 100%. They deserve to get a punishing, and a lot of people to be very upset because they were essentially just locking in a difficulty behind an unlockable amiibo, which was just not acceptable in the least. This permanent type updates whenever it's just like 1 extra hit, 1 extra life, those type of things, it really depends on the game itself. Obviously 1 more hit and Metroid Dread could actually make a difference between you actually finishing a boss fight or anything along those lines. So we don't necessarily know how applicable or how important ultimately this is going to end up being, but it's one of those things that for sure is most likely going to be one of those things that a lot of people feel like they're being robbed if they don't necessarily get to unlock them within in game. So it's one of those things where, like, would an armor set actually would have been better? Maybe a different color variant for armor sets. If you just simply just scan the brand new amiibo and you get a different armor color set, maybe that would have been better. I think putting in like specific weapons for amiibos and stuff like that is not necessarily beneficial. Permanent life buffs, permanent like damage boosters and stuff like that, or just more ammunition, maybe that's a better way to go about it, but I don't necessarily know because we don't have any idea of like the damage balancing or like the game balancing for sure right now. So it's just going to be one of those things that we're just going to have to wait and see how this actually all shapes out. But once again, all this information is coming directly from the official game page for the Nintendo Switch Metroid Dread page in Japan. So it's one of those things where, like, even the translation for like Samus Alan instead of Aaron, you know, they just kind of like butcher it because it's Google Translate. So it is what it is. But hopefully you guys found this informational. I'm definitely looking forward to playing out this game. It's one of those things that I'm definitely excited to just checking it out. I'm not necessarily a big Metroid guy, but when it comes to just checking out new games on Switch, I'm always excited to see what they're willing to push when it comes to just the visuals and the integrity of the system itself. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hit the bell to receive notifications when the videos go up. And as always, thank you so much for watching. See ya.